Can they do? Hi, everybody. It's the new moon. Very rarely do we do a new moon or a full moon call, so I'm just delighted that we're doing one today because it's not just a new moon, it's a new moon Neptune retrograde. Yay! Neptune retrograde has come almost bang in the middle of our Jupiter retrograde. So Jupiter retrograde primary work this year around is to do a lot of inner child and inner parenting work because it is here to support ascension. It is here for the rise of the divine feminine. And you would have seen this in many ways in our ads, in our movies, where women are taking on roles that were more traditionally the roles of men. In the rise of the divine feminine, it is not possible for us to not take a look at what is not the divine feminine. And that would be the sum total of all our negativities, all our darknesses, our badnesses. Neptune is the Lord of water, the Lord of vision, and the Lord of spirituality. The reason that he's showing up bang in the middle of this time for us, because Saturn's also retrograde, Pluto is also retrograde, and I'm taking it for granted that everybody understands the power of a retrograde, if not retrograde itself, how it is a potent time for questions, answers, and healing. Neptune going retrograde at this time is so that when we take a look at all of these badnesses and darknesses and negativities, we have support that is beyond us, a support that is spiritual, a support that is divine. Not that the other planets don't give it to us, but Neptune comes to remind us of certain definitions, including, for example, when all of this is going awry, when there are so many ambushes taking place, because it's a great time also for the negativities, the darknesses of people, of humanity to show up. So black magic becomes higher around this time. Dark magic becomes higher around this time. Psychic attacks become larger at this time. Psyche has to do with our energies, with our spirit. Psyche also has to do with clairvoyance, which has to do with the third eye, which has to do with a inner ability of vision. And because Neptune handles vision inside and outside, I have no doubt that by the time we are done, our psychic powers, our clairvoyance, our eyesight will show a difference as well. One of the first places that I want to begin is first of all by knowing how the last 72 hours have been for you. Neptune went retrograde last week. In the next week, Mercury is going to go retrograde. So right now, today, this retrograde new moon would have brought up so much. Either it would have brought up so much that we could have just disconnected from so many symptoms, or it would have brought up things that have taken us into an area of shock, into an area of realization. All retrogrades change some amount of food, sleep cycles. So digestion could also be off because the Lord of water handles water in our systems as well. The blood is 90% water. Did you know this? So basically our blood is going to be riling, flowing extra, and because blood also has to do with the heart and all, the Neptune doesn't work with the the heart could also be showing certain symptoms like anxiety attacks or palpitations, or you're just aware of your heart beating. The water in our bodies is in the lower half for our intestines, as well as in the upper half around our throats and eye area. So eyes watering, throat feeling a little scratchy or dry, or even lower abdomen feeling a little funny could have been happening. Hi Nandini, hi Jenny. Thank you, Zina. Yes, we're communicating on this very page on Facebook. That's my home page. And if you are on the Yes to More Health and Wealth, then communicating there as well, because everybody's not on the home page. So saying huge hello to Romlin, to Radha, and to Tejashree. Thank you for coming, my lovelies. How have the last 3 days been for you? Quite a few of us are together working around degrees and monies. In the last 3 days, have there been any insights around monies, any opportunities? Have there been sudden expenses or a sudden gift? Because money also gets impacted in the beginning and the ending of retrogrades. Digital interference also happens with all retrogrades. We've just given Mercury the responsibility of this because it happens maximum in a Mercury retrograde, and that we'll take a look at next week, because this entire month on Mondays at 7 p.m. we're getting together to utilize the power and energies of the retrograde happening. Zena says sudden expense, at the same time received gifts and savings. All right, awesome. How is body feeling? Lisbeth says frustrated with all that needs to be done, that I can't do myself or that I can't afford. All right. And I see that we have somebody else typing in. And Donna, yes, my love, we are writing there. Tejashree says sudden expenses. Rana says headaches around money started again, as I saw my classmates are way ahead of me, but then decreeing for the same led to some relief. Superb. Gwen, hi Gwen. Gwen says the lower back is very sore, definitely having symptoms in all the areas mentioned. All right, my lovelies, everything that you're going through, you're aware of. So you also want to see how you're reacting to these projects showing up. Sudden expenses, headaches, digestion feeling awry, having a sense of being ambushed and attacked, nastiness, rudeness, meanness, all of this showing up as the dark side of humanity reveals itself. I am using the word negativity to cover everything possible, including pollution, corruption, terrorism, violence, war, disrespect, abuse, everything. So the word negativity is the most important word for us for today's call, because as the Lord of Water, and we are going to be entering water very soon to take a look as to what's taking place there. But before that, I'd like us to feel a little settled and grounded. So we are going to combine the two fingers of the water element. The two fingers of the water element are the index finger and the little finger. So all you're going to do is, now obviously you can't touch the tip, right? It's such a crampy position. So what you'll do is cross the index finger on the little finger. Is this easy to do? Is this painful? Because both fingers are going to get stretched. If it is painful to do, then just put the tip of your little finger on the thumb, and cross the middle finger with the ring finger. Hang on, let me see if I can put up a photograph. I'll say it again. Oh, super. Nandini's got it. The left is nice, she says. The right hand is painful. So if it's painful, cross your middle finger. You know how sometimes you say fingers crossed and you cross the middle finger over the index finger? Cross that and put the little finger on the thumb. Lisbeth asks, do we hold the crossed index and pinky fingers? No, my love. Both hands are to be occupied, but without pain. So if there is pain, just cross, fingers crossed, index finger and middle finger, and the little finger is on the thumb. If your ring finger is hanging in the middle, not knowing what to do, feeling lost, you can put that also on the thumb. A kind of version of the Pran Mudra it will then become. Keep your palms facing upwards, so the little finger and the thumb will be pointing up. Feet are on the ground. By the time you've done this and figured it out, you should already be feeling thirsty. And Lisbeth says, have had painfully dry eyes when I wake up, which tells us that the water element is imbalanced. What we're doing right now will balance the water element. As the thirst comes up, I want you to keep the thirst going for about a minute, just 1 minute. You're closing your eyes, straightening your spine. For 1 minute, you are managing whatever symptom comes up. So all of us together, and I'm timing us. Nice. Open your hands, shake them out hard. Just shake them out. Like you're shaking out years of conditioning. Superb. Keep your palms open again. Something will happen either in the fingers or the palm. Still keeping your spine straight. Have some water. Have as much as you want. You might find yourself gulping water down like you haven't had it for a while. Please go ahead while I read out the post. Hi Ajay, are you on the call? So Ajay says third eye getting heavy. Any reason? And yes, reason is Neptune retrograde. There are also psychic attacks showing up, unknown fear. Like Mandy's been feeling a lot of negativity recently. And Mandy, thank you so much, my love. We will be very happy that you're with us at least for half an hour. Romlin says, right eye is the hurting. Donna says, money was to come in, as in she was to be repaid. No sign of that. There are some anxieties around money. There's the fear that the money that has started flowing won't continue. Tejashri's also got some health projects going on, pain in the shoulders and back. There is hunger, there is lack of sleep. There are also scratchy throats and a weird panic. And the eyes are stinging. Thelma says quite a bit of saliva in the mouth. Thelma, you have to throw that out. You have to spit it out. Thank you so much. My lovelies, if saliva comes up at any point in our work, you have to spit it out. Lisbeth says increased deep itchiness at mid-back, and Nan says left shoulder is shooting pain suddenly. I am taking it for granted that all of it is bearable. We are aware that it's happening without feeling pushed to do something about it. Because here's what we're going to do for 5 minutes. I am also taking it for granted that everybody is familiar with decrees. The decrees being a set of 4 words that are coming in the time of a retrograde that carry the power of a cosmic command. There's nothing faster than a decree, because the moment you say it, the results show up instantaneously. The shift is almost timed to the time of thinking it, leave alone saying it. I took the speed of this and I slowed it down. So I took one decree and I slowed it. Like the decree, let us say that the decree is vibrating at 750 per second. And that's the vibration that's giving rise to all the medicine taking place in the body, because the decree is a form of medicine. So I took that and made it about 101 vibrations per second. I slowed it down. Like I held the decree and I was releasing it in controlled amounts. So I saw that it took me about 4 to 4.5 minutes. I've made it 5 minutes so that it's a round figure, so that we are not checking our time for 4.5 minutes. So for 5 minutes, I am going to give a decree for each one of y'all for everything that you have put down, but I'm going to slow it down. The slowness means that you can do whatever you want in these 5 minutes of silence at my end. You can move, you can chat, you can type, you can lie down, you can stay still, you can hold a finger, not hold a finger. You can do whatever you want except watch TV. If you can, stay away from the computer as well for these 5 minutes. So I'm going to give you all about 5 seconds to settle in. Settle in however you want to settle in. Have lots of water. And I am starting in 2, 1, 0 now. And done. Have water. Tell me how you're doing. I'm picking up on a heaviness, very, very thick layer, not just of what Nandini has put as suffering and existential sadness, but actually like a heavy layer, like a numbness. Tell me how you all are doing. And Donna says, had a band around my head like a too tight cap, but better now. Mandy says, I've been very tired recently and fluttering heart. Gwen says, feel lighter, though heavy around my third eye. Awesome. Awesome. Ramlan says, both hands feel vibrations. These are positive energies. At the same time, one of the symptoms that she's had is that the smoke fire alarm in the house suddenly goes on for seemingly no reason. It's seeming like a warning bell for what I'm about to say next, Ramlan. Alison says, fatigue for weeks now. Oh my. Cynthia says, a little nausea. There's a vague sense of lightness in the head, Radha says. Donna says, palms are breathing again. And Ramlan says, the bell ringing cleared my home. In fact, I went on a little longer because the energy was so thick. Thank you, my love. Thank you for saying that. Alison says, definitely feeling lighter around and some big sighs. Awesome. Awesome. Because the work that we are entering now needs for us to have experienced whatever this would have brought up. Like Nandini says, my body seems to be full of and is aching with existential sadness. What Buddhism calls sufferings of life. I guess Rag Dvesha is what you're talking about. Spanning many, many centuries and lifetimes, and I want to run away, but it is all inside. What is this? Also, it makes no sense, but I seem to be alone on this planet. Makes a lot of sense, my love. That seem to be alone on this planet is the reason for the existential sadness. Because in the aloneness, that sense of aloneness, what you're really saying is, I'm really so separate from God. God stroke source stroke shunya, because Buddhism does not acknowledge God as God. Presence, spirit, however, and whatever word you have for it. Zena says, I'm tired, have a heavy heart. Linda's feeling sleepy. Lisbeth says, also sad for those who are not doing well. Thelma says, not numb, but feeling very quiet. Nice. For Nandini, there is an ache that physically continues. Jenny says, there is some heaviness. And Lisbeth says, also sad for those who have no support, like my disabled step uncle. Quick 30-second prayer out for everybody who has no support, is not doing well. I was saying something about negativities, and the thing about the spirituality that Neptune is going to remind us of, he is going to remind us of the understanding of negativity. For most of us, we've understood positivity and negativity in a very black and white way, right? Positivity is good, negativity is bad. Positivity is light, negativity is dark, as it is. Positivity is God, negativity is... What is negativity to you? Because God is light, right? So what is negativity then? Positivity is love, is happiness. Negativity is not love. But God is love, so positivity is God. So spirituality became about the battle between positivity and negativity. And all of us have grown up on some diet of movies. If you were in Bollywood, in Hollywood, and as in exposed to the movies of whether it was this country, your country, the eternal theme of movie is the battle between good and bad. In the end, good always wins. It is the story of the hero and the villain. When Neptune shows up to remind us that we are heroes, that we are the hero in our story, that the villain can be vanquished. However, before the villain is vanquished, the villain must be understood. Because for a lot of us, it becomes a battle between light and dark, good and bad. What does negativity mean to you? Cynthia, you're saying dark heaviness, my love, but dark heaviness, are you experiencing dark heaviness? Because if you are, that's fantastic. Just experience it. Hi, Bhagyalakshmi Ma. Not at all, my love. So happy you could join us. Thelma says negativity is darkness to be avoided at all costs. Superb. Superb. There is avoidance of negativity. There's also a desire to be rid of negativities. Lisbeth says negativity means violence or pain. It does. Negativity carries the energies of everything that makes us feel bad, small, wrong, hurt, harmed, damaged, unsafe, unprotected. And Zenith says the feeling that I am the lead actor of my own story has been there for a long time. Superb. Do you like that? Or is there something missing? Zenith says negativity is something that makes us sad. What do you do in a negative time? Do you recognize the negativity? Do you say, I'm being negative right now? Asha says she's dealing with depression and anger, but feeling lighter now. I'm very glad now. Ramlin also says the third eye is opening, light from above, connected to Gaia, feeling safe. Thank you. Superb. Donna says moody, feel up and I can handle, and then way overwhelmed and sad again. So sad, so tired of being so sad. Gwen says the third eye is now feeling a bit raw, open with greater awareness, and that I'm seeing a bit better. My eyesight has been a lot worse lately. Happens, my love. Happens. Alison says throbbing in the third eye. Superb. Fabulous. Neptune is working. Rani says toothache and watering mouth, heavy eyes. Water in the mouth, just spit it out. Pain in the jaws. Pain in the temples. All of these are also part of Neptune retrograde. Rani says that it is lower vibration, that negativity is lower vibration. It is, which is also why it's more powerful. A lower vibration is a denser vibration. It's heavier. So what I did with the decree when I decreased the frequency was I made the energy heavier. So you could receive it still, but it got spread over a longer time. Tejashri says negativity is not light, it is heavy dark. Ramanan says negativity is when we don't recognize our magnificence. Mandy says very thirsty. You all will be my love, because this, me having slowed the decree down, it will. It will keep you thirsty for maybe some hours. Just keep drinking. Rani says superconscious versus unconscious. Fantastic. The battle between the superconscious and the unconscious. Excellent. The unconscious is that dark part of us, and there is a collective unconscious. Meaning that whatever is showing up in the world for me, and these are little tough sentences to receive. When I say everything showing up in the world, I mean everything. I mean bribery. I mean corruption. I mean violence, war, abuse, terrorism. I mean genocide. I mean mutilations. I mean female castrations. I mean misogyny, chauvinism. All of these, because it's a collective unconscious, is somewhere present in our unconscious as well. The unconscious also carries all kinds of labels and names for the various archetypes of our life. Archetype is an existing understanding of a label. So, for example, if I said stepmother, you would immediately think of the wicked stepmother, because the wicked stepmother is an archetype. If I said Mother Mary, instantly you would think of a certain energy associated with Mother Mary, a saint, all giving, all forgiving. If I say hero, it's automatically connected to a certain set of frequencies. The collective unconscious carries the bad archetypes of our lives. Just because I recognize terrorism, war, and violence outside in my world does not mean I don't carry it. Just because I recognize the wrongness of it, and I don't think anybody should do it, doesn't mean I don't carry it. Because the collective unconscious is the sum total of all our unconsciousness. Unconsciousness. Okay. New word for Oxford Dictionary. Unconsciousnesses. We've heard the term collective consciousness because it is easier to talk about the collective consciousness, because collective consciousness is about the raising of the vibration. Thank you. Is about the lightness of us. It's about tripping the light fantastic. It's about climbing the stairway to heaven. So it's easier to talk about the collective consciousness. But with Neptune retrograde, it is impossible to stop seeing. And I'm using the word seeing. The collective unconsciousness. Whether this gets reflected outside or inside. The collective unconsciousness in us is what gives rise to the negativity that we have, which we then try to avoid. And that is part of the spirituality, forgiveness, positivity trap, or we try to get rid of, which is also part of the forgiveness, spirituality, positivity trap. When Neptune goes retrograde, and because he's gone retrograde in the time of Jupiter retrograde and Saturn retrograde and Pluto retrograde, we will not be able to do this as easily as we once could. Where we could do work on gratitude and think, okay, it's all okay. Everything's going to be okay. Everything will grab us. It will bite us. It will pinch us. It will get our attention to it. And because the terminology within the negativities of the world and us is gigantic, The simplest way for us to take care of it for today is to go where Neptune rules, and that is the ocean. Some of y'all may see mermaids. Some of y'all may see sharks. Some of y'all may see Poseidon. Some of y'all may see other figures. I just want you to see yourself right now on the shore. Just look at the ocean. Check. Is it daytime? Is it nighttime? How is the ocean? When I'm saying ocean, what is coming to mind? Are you being able to stand on shore, or are you instantly seeing a rocky night storm where a boat is being flung from side to side? What is coming to you when I am taking you to the ocean? What is showing up? Cynthia says she's seeing a golden sunset. Nandini says, I'm inside the ocean, still above water, but not too long. Superb. Lisbeth says, dolphins. Wow. Thelma says, last week I felt the fear of healing, that it was not happening and symptoms were getting worse. Superb. Thelma says, it feels as if I'm forgetting God, source. We will have that feeling if we have separated the light from the dark, if we have separated the good from the bad, if we have separated the positivity from the negativity. Because you see, we made one something to aspire to, and we made the other something to leave, get rid of, slash out, get removed. I want you to keep this in mind always, my loves. Night must follow day, must follow night, must follow day. The more that you will heal, the more that you will be faced with negativity. The more you want the positivity, the more you will feel and experience the negativity. Both go hand in hand, especially during this time, in the first half of our healing journey. At that point, it will feel like a healing crisis. It will feel like it's not working. It will feel like I may as well shut down because all I want is the light. This is not possible in the human 3D earth experience. Because that's like saying, I always want the sun to be up. In one of his prize-winning stories, Isaac Asimov, who was a fantastic scientist and a scientist who found ways to explain the world in his stories. He was one of the earliest people, along with Arthur C. Clarke, to speak about machines and sentient machines and space travel. In one of his earliest stories, the story that brought him recognition and his ultimate fame and success was a story called Nightfall. In Nightfall, there was a planet which had 3 suns. So this planet never had night. This planet had continuous light, but there was a story on the planet that every few thousand years, night falls. Because every few thousand years, the cycle of the suns would coordinate and all the suns would set. It was always light because when one sun would set, the other suns would be up. And they would darken, lessen their houses for time to sleep, but they had lived in continuous light. A bunch of scientists, as we've seen in all our movies, there's that bunch of scientists, the nerds, the guy who's always overlooked, the underdogs getting together with the other underdogs, and all of them finding ways to save the planet. Like that, a bunch of scientists was continuously working under laboratory controlled environments. They were trying to see what it's like to have no dark, no light. And one of the experiences was that when they put a dark on the light, they also put some holes in. Because you see, if you don't know the night, you don't know stars. The story goes on to the fact that it was inevitable that insanity would come. Because in not knowing night or being able to handle night, people would rush towards the day, that they would start setting on fire everything. And the story does end on that note, where night falls, and in the distance, as these scientists are looking out, the first of the fires begin. And the reason I tell you all this story, my love, is that every time that we are faced with the darkness, we start doing this. We rush to lighting whatever we can. We are so terrified of what that darkness is and what that darkness means. And we will shorten it down and simplify that darkness in order for us to look at it better. But first, we must go into the ocean. Nandini, you were already there and you could see that you are not staying up for too long. What we are going to do is dive into the ocean. Either you are going to go down, 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 where the light is beginning to fade out. As the light begins to fade out, the cool and cold of the water begins to rise. So simultaneously, as you are going down, 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 you are entering the gray, twilight, dark, as well as coolness. The way that you are diving might be in another form. The way that you're not being able to dive, you might be seeing yourself in another form or in different clothes. If you're not being able to dive, then I'm giving the instruction that you just start falling down. In the dive down, in the fall, you come to the ocean bed. Maybe you're comfortable here, maybe you're not, but you're on the ocean bed, listening, seeing. Maybe it is enough light for you to know what's in front of you. Maybe there isn't. Maybe you're only aware that you are here and it's fully dark. In the first half of our healing journey, the negativity magnet in us is highly active. In fact, we come to healing because the negativity magnet is much bigger than the positivity magnet. This magnet is at the bottom of the ocean bed, which you would have reached very quickly because Neptune is turning the ocean upside down. What does the negativity magnet look like? Are you holding it? Is it in front of you? Is it all around you? Is it beside you? Is it behind you? Look for the negativity magnet. And Lisbeth says she has dolphins accompanying her. Can't really see but sense part of a crystal city. Yes, you might. You might see other older cities because there wasn't just one Atlantis. You might see sunken ships. Ria says, I'm in the water enjoying my moments. Lisbeth says, the negativity magnet feels like it's in my heart. Chantal says, I'm taken away like looking down from a mountain, beautiful ocean and beach. Corina says, there is a huge wave. Zenith says, the negativity magnet is like a chain on my ankle, and the next set of our work is going to happen in rapid speed. Even though, as Gwen says, I'm okay dancing with shadow and light, love the light and embrace the darkness and learn from it. Ramlin says, the right eye is starting to hurt again. I wonder what I'm avoiding. Seen. Ramlin's on the ocean bed as a mermaid, as is Tejashree. She's diving deeper and she says that there are those around her. Gwen says, I'm so tired. I am the magnet. Cynthia is also a mermaid. She felt fear when she got to the darkness, but then comfort because she knows this place as home. The negativity is behind me and I'm swimming away from it, she says. Don't swim away from it, my love. Don't move away from that. Tammy says, I'm a mermaid as well. Asha says, negativity magnet is spinning and rotating over and over around me, tying me up with a white tape. Let it do whatever it is doing. And Tammy's negativity is the mother in the form of a heavy anchor. Radha says, such a black magnet, but with a central hole. Ramlin says, I'm holding a magnet in my hands while surrounded by crystals. And Tejashree says, I can feel a hook in my shoulder and I'm bleeding, and I have no doubt that it's the same shoulder that constantly brings up pain for you. Alice says, I am at home down there. The magnet is emerging from the sand like the fish. That is Alice. And Alison says, I became a mermaid, wanting to avoid looking at the magnet. Tejashree is frozen in place, and Tammy can see that the negativity magnet is on the left side, which, as you know, my love, is also the side of the mother. Ramlin is crying as she holds the magnet. Donna says, swam all the way down. The magnet is right in front of me, has a big metal loop, and I'm holding the loop, and my body is floating up, feet first, to the surface. Does this mean I can't let go of negativity? It does, my love. But let it do whatever it's doing, because our work is not to handle this, avoid it, not see it. Let it do whatever it's doing, because right now, down there, Lord Neptune, Poseidon, water dragons, mermaids, mermen, any other that you know from the sea have all the weapons that you need. Poseidon always has a trident. You will see and sense all of them showing up. When I say all of them, the ones who are assigned to you. What you have to say to them is, you can take my negativity magnet now. You can take my negativity magnet now. You can take my negativity magnet now. Not please take it. For God's sake, take it. I wish you would take it. Why haven't you taken it earlier? You can take my negativity magnet now. This will happen in a second. It will happen instantaneously. Now you give the next instruction. You can destroy my negativity magnet now. You can destroy my negativity magnet now. You can destroy my negativity magnet now. As this begins, the ocean will swell. The ocean will turn, will churn, will start murking, mudding, clouding up. Let it happen. Stay where you are. Like Thelma developed gills to breathe there. If you feel like you're choking, you can't breathe, hold your ring finger. Allow for gills or other waves or a bubble to show up. Stay there. You must stay in the churning. Now that you've stayed in the churning, the ocean is going to start buffeting you. Side to side, up to down, taking you further. Maybe it's taking you further into a hole. Maybe it's trying to push you up. Once again, allow it. Do not think. Just let go. Do not think at all. It's pulling. It's sucking. It's sucking you. Don't resist, my lovelies. Don't resist. You must go here because there's a place you are going to go to. Allow yourself to go there. The sucking motion intensifies. It's sucking. It's churning, sucking, churning, sucking, becoming darker and blacker. Blacker, blacker, blacker. And suddenly, it's not water. It's like you are coming out of a tunnel, and you are, and the tunnel is the tunnel of your third eye, and you pop out from the center of your forehead. Your eyes are closed. You know you've popped out from the center of your forehead. What will you do now? In your dimension, you are going to put your hands up physically, left or right. You're going to allow yourself to stand on this. Keep your palm on your forehead so that when you out of the tunnel, your hand will support you. You may see it happening again because you may have only listened to part of my instruction because part of you was resisting the churn. Let it happen again, and another you might show up on your palm. When you know you are done, you are going to breathe so deep and easy. And when you are done, you are just going to gently, because you are now sitting on the back of your palm, bring your palm down and support it on top of your thigh. And once you've done that, bring your palm to your belly button. This is another place where we can churn, but we didn't today. Allow yourself to dive into the belly button. You'll have a sense of something happening in the lower abdomen. Either you'll know that some energy is moving this side or some energy is moving this side, or it's gone in and is confused. As soon as you've sent yourself back in through the belly button, tell me how you're doing. For those of y'all who ended up being brought to the surface, see this surface and ocean around your belly button. You are inside. And Thelma says, I wasn't as afraid of the buffering as I thought I would be. Yeah. It's actually not as frightening as we've made it to be. Zena says, I'm doing awesome. Super. Because the ocean bed had a lot of glowing fish, so it had lit up the whole area. I'm not scared. Only the leg wants to be free. And Cynthia says, back at the belly button, looking this way and that, like searching. Superb. Superb. Very normal to go in there and then not know what to do. So confusion could be happening. Let it happen. Zena says, in the belly, and I feel like there's an ocean in here too, because the belly is very closely connected to the belly button. Thelma says, I became nervous and nauseous. Is that when you went into the belly button? Lisbeth says, feel stuck in darkness just inside the belly button. And that's absolutely fine, my love. No decree. You're just aware of what's happening. You are traveling dimensions right now. Oh, Lisbeth was not taken in the churn. She was brought to the surface. Dolphin followed. Now stuck in darkness, just inside belly button. Stuck in the darkness, frightened, anxious, confused. All super. No problem at all. Romlin says, I'm in the womb. There's tranquility. Fantastic. Donna says, so much heat is coming from the center of my belly button. First went in very deeply. Now the heat is deep inside. And Romlin says, crying, I am being reborn. Oh, that is beautiful. That's beautiful. Rani says, kind of feeling a bit lost. Excellent. Excellent. Tammy says, I feel pregnant. Excellent. Radha says, swimming aimlessly. So cute. Okay. Swim aimlessly. It's absolutely fine. I'm just going to take a look if there's somebody else. Chantal says a little nauseous. I think I went into belly button, not out of third eye. It was like a flower, got sucked in, churned all around through the stem like a long tube. Yes, my love, the long tube is the place of your psychic power. It is your third eye, but there may have been trouble accessing this power of you, so it may have been simpler for you to move to the belly. By the way, the third eye is a very long tube. It's like a very long internal cave. Alison says, felt warm and serene once I went into the belly. Seems to be holes everywhere. Very interesting. Interesting. Alison, spend some time with that once we are done, because here is where we're going to give Neptune's decree. Because it's the ocean, and because the ocean has many levels. You know, the first level, warm, the surface is hot because of the sun. As you go in the layers, you start entering many layers when you enter an ocean. All of y'all who swim know this, especially if you've dived in or when you've gone on a slightly cooler day. The water gets calmer but colder, darker. The deeper you go, the lesser is the churn. So if you look at it, all the churning that takes place only till a certain level. That level is the subconscious. The unconscious does not like to be stirred. But now we have no choice. Neptune is retrograde, so it's stirring up on its own. So we willingly and proactively went into the churn. Cynthia's destroyer was Neptune with a fiery Triton shooting at negativity, then turned into a tornado that pulled clear down Earth through the tunnel and tube to the third eye. Just let it be what it was. And she didn't try to make it dark, murky. Instead, it was fiery and burning bright. Wow. Wow. Asha says, darkness. All right. Where is my dash, dash, dash is Neptune's decree. Because when we're looking at so many levels and layers of consciousness, we lose our treasure. The treasure is the part of us that's golden. The treasure is the part of us that knows surrender. There are 5 stages of healing, but there is a 6th stage that is a stage by itself. If you have this stage, you need no other process, and that stage is surrender, because surrender includes the 5 stages of healing and some more. The treasure is the abundance and prosperity of us. The treasure is the goodness, brightness, lightness, whiteness of us. That's what we're seeking, right? The light, the light. The treasure carries everything that makes us feel perfect, whole, complete. Even on our most imperfect, flawed days. We lost sight of the treasure. We lost sight of this divinity of us. When you use Neptune's decree, you can use it for anything you're seeking. Where is my good health? Where is my support? Where is my love? Where is my kindness? Naturally, it is also therefore a fantastic system to use for something you're looking for that you've lost or forgotten where you kept it. Where are my glasses? Where is my fun? Where is my laughter? So naturally, I want to laugh. But for all of us, encompassing everything as the treasure of us, just as I encompassed everything that was dark and bad in the unconscious of us, I am giving the group Neptune decree, which is where is my treasure chest? Where is my treasure? Where is my lost treasure? Close your eyes. See what you're doing inside. When you finish, you would have lost sight of who you were inside, and you may have only a sensation of the energy. At that point, you know you're done. I will read out in the meantime the treasures that we have been able to articulate here. Where is my confidence? None of these are questions, my lovelies. They are decrees, which means it's a command. Where is my value of myself for myself? Where is my safety? Where is me? Where is my peace? Where is the treasure? Where is my treasure of peace, of heart and mind? Where is my peace? Where is my happiness? Where is my support system? Where is my infrastructure for more good to come to me? Where is my success? Where is my treasure? Where are my treasures? Where is my joy? Where is my compassion? And Zenith says, this is awesome. I can feel each command in each and every cell. It is vibrating with knowing and acknowledgement. Superb. Because the decree goes to each cell. Whatever it is that you are seeking, if you're not using the word treasure, or treasure chest, say it 7 times. Neptune's number is 7. 7 also being the number of spirituality. I'm going to do a couple of other clearings as you do that. The fear of the dark, you can leave now. The fear of negativities, you can leave now. The fear of seeing negativities, you can leave now. I'm going to take 10-second water break. Oh, so lovely. The fear of seeing other people's negativities, and this is a huge one for empaths, you can leave now. The fear of seeing my own negativities, and this is an even huger one for empaths, you can leave now. Trying to get rid of my negativities, you can leave now. Trying to avoid the negatives, you can leave now. Thinking there is something wrong with me just because I had a negative thought, feeling, or emotion, you can leave now. Cognitive disorders that are not allowing me to see where I am being negative and only blaming others, you can leave now. Cognitive disorders that are not allowing me to see where others are being negative and only blaming myself, you can leave now. Not accepting night and dark, you can leave now. Refusing to receive the gifts of the night and the dark nights of the soul, you can leave now. Not allowing for the relaxation, stillness, calm, and quiet that comes with the dark, you can leave now. Not allowing myself to be in homeostasis of pressure or temperature, where some parts of my body are always hot, like they are constantly in the light and the sun, and the other parts of my body are constantly cold, as if in the dark. Not allowing the yin, which is dark with a spot of light, and the yang, which is light with a spot of dark, to flow into each other. Not recognizing that spirituality does not mean the absence of dark. It means lighting a candle in the dark. Everything that doesn't allow me to understand that, you can leave now. All the ways that I have cognitive disorders around the understanding of God, that God is light and love, but it is not hate and dark, you can leave now. Forgetting that the Creator created all, you can leave now. Refusing to be in the attitude of gratitude and surrender, because surrender seems to feel like we will receive more dark than light. You can leave now. My Vedanta teacher always says, God is not a matter of belief, God is a matter of understanding. When Lord Neptune goes retrograde, we will be taken to various conversations, philosophies, religions, so that we can understand God better. Awakening the spirit within is the gift of Neptune retrograde. And we wanted to access that on the darkest night in the month, which is the new moon, which is what we've done today. Let me take a look at how you're doing, and then I will set you all free to to write and burn your negativity list if you still have one after this. And if you know how to make your abundance check, to make your abundance check tonight. Lisbeth says fear keeps coming up because keep reading of those whose homes have been burglarized. The thing is, my love, you will see more of this darkness around. And depending on the news that keeps coming to you, please know that that message is your darkness. So homes have been burglarized. Burglarized. Give me some more words, Lisbeth. I'm going to get some more water. Oh, thank you. So some more words like homes that have been burglarized. This has to do with stealing, robbing, thievery, daylight robbery, something that's been taken away from you. What's been taken away from you, Lisbeth? Your treasure is there. Have your treasures been taken away from you? Have you been burglarized? Vandalized, Zena says. Yes, vandalism could be part of the burglary. Depending on what it is that shows up for you, you will have to take a look at that being the message of the darkness. Lisbeth says dreams lost. So your treasure is the chest of dreams. Did you find it, Lisbeth? Did you feel yourself move away from the belly button and go somewhere? Up, down, disappear, go deeper. Chantal says, wow, there's a mare horse. Is that a seahorse? Or is that a mare horse, like a centaur over there? Wow. What happened after you gave the decree? Lisbeth says, long ago my good camera was stolen. Do you see the significance of the word camera, Lisbeth, with the work we are doing and what I said about Lord Neptune's gifts? Can you tell me what that is? Tejushri says, yawns, burps and tears, feeling extreme sadness and pain in the neck and chest. How interesting. Sadness and pain is being released, Tejushri, or is there sadness and pain because you are moving towards your treasures? Is sadness and pain what you avoid most in your unconscious? Gwen says, still in belly button, falling into more rest. Treasure is in rest right now. Superb. Ramlan says, I thought there was something wrong with me because of feeling positivity. You can leave now. Oh, my love, why would you feel like that? Although at the same time, because all of us to be equal, which is not possible, when there are people with excess negativity, we will try and bring them into positivity. When there are people with excess positivity, we will try and bring them into negativity. Because the balance of light and dark will always take place. Summer and winter, autumn and fall, and spring. One will give rise to the other. One of the things that I'm sure I've mentioned in our money work is that you've got to be prepared for bigger bills. You have got to be prepared for larger expenses. Rich people have the biggest bills on earth, the largest expenses. Because this is what happens, right? Especially when we're not really used to getting money. So then we think that the money will come, but the money shouldn't go. But the moment we have a thought like that, which is the same thought around positivity, we are stopping the flow. And I think all of y'all have been with me for at least the basics in energy medicine. You know the principle. And the principle is energy must flow. The word flow is always attributed to a liquid form. Water must flow. Life must flow. Monies must flow. This means that the light and dark will both come, and both come from consciousness. in consciousness, judgment can be good judgment or bad judgment. So we are always trying to get rid of the bad judgment and go towards the good judgment, because good judgment feels like God. And bad judgment, what does bad judgment feel like? Who is bad judgment? Who created bad judgment? So God created light because God is light, God is love. But then who created bad judgment? And isn't there only one creator? So here, in the consciousness, when we are not afraid of the negativities, and by negativities, I mean the entire gamut. The gamut from war to loneliness, from strife to disease, whatever that gamut is for us, when we are not afraid of it, we won't judge it. When we don't judge it, it will flow. Because the moment we are afraid, we will find ways to get rid of it. The moment you try and get rid of something, it persists because you lock it down. The moment we try to avoid it, you've given it enough space to grow, because now you're avoiding it, you're not seeing it. And if you're not seeing it, you don't know how much it's growing. We want to find ways to remove it urgently. This is another healing trap. Can you tell me when this will be over? Yes. 2 years later. Will you still do it? Because that's not the right answer. The right answer is it will be over right now. But there may be aspects attached to it that will show up. And at that point when it comes up, when will it be over? Right now, as we do the work. There's also this other understanding when we have judgments on the healing journey, which is that if it goes, it must never return. It doesn't actually. Only the aspect or what is behind it shows up. So that again becomes the next set of fears. Because also we have worked on the unconscious, over the next few days you will be very aware of negativities. You will be very aware that this is what you're reading in the newspapers, this is what you're hearing on TV, this is what you're hearing with your friends in social circles. You will hear this. Oh, the government is... You will hear more. And when you do, delight in it. Because the whole point of the unconscious was that it was hidden and avoided. Now that it's up there and out there, it means it's releasing. It means the darkness is coming into balance. Because unfortunately, what's happened in the world, which is also why we keep going through these cycles of ascension, is that the dark did become more than the light. The reason why there are now innumerable, thank you God for this beautiful time on earth, innumerable practices, processes, products and practitioners is so that we would find the balance with the dark. We do need more light, the light of the divine feminine, because she will then give rise and light the light of the divine masculine. And everything that doesn't allow you to receive and understand this, you can leave now, you can leave now, you can leave now, you can leave now. Watch out for your dreams and visions, because your eyesight is much better. In the churn coming out from the third eye, your tunnel was cleaned. Therefore, you will have intuition that's more powerful. I should do this today. Today, I should get up and call a friend I haven't called for so long. Today, I must sit down and write something on my blog. I feel like stepping out for a walk. Listen and do it. Your treasures are there. You have given the decree. Now it is only for you to follow through with all the other visions, insights, dreams, messages, and sight that show up. Take a look around your rooms right now, my lovelies. Are you seeing worse? Are you seeing better? Are you seeing blurred? Is the light sharper? Is it hurting your eyes? Or everything feels like I haven't seen this before. My walls are really white. How is it for you? Because we still have one part left. Zenith says, little blur. Okay, my lovely. Close your eyes. We've given the decree. Where is my treasure? Where are my treasures? For Cynthia, it's a little clearer. At the same time, the thing is that we don't see with the eyes. We see with the mind. You've ever lost track of time because your mind was somewhere else? And so with a start, you come back and then you see something around you. Your eyes were open. It's what we do in school, right? In history class. Our eyes are open, but we are somewhere else. So our eyes are seeing, but we don't see with our eyes. The eyes are only a physical instrument. They are the camera. But if you don't click, the camera doesn't receive the picture. We see with our mind. And that's why our last part of the exercise, in order for our mind to feel a little better, is us seeing the ocean, seeing us back in the ocean. We didn't have to dive in because we're not disturbing waters. We're just seeing the ocean. In the ocean now you ask, where are my treasures? Where is my treasure chest? And look, you're shooting off already. Go to your treasure. See your treasure. How does it look? Feel your treasure. Smell does not happen in this dimension, but still bring your treasure close to your nose. Touch the treasure to your skin. Use all the senses you have over there. You have only one sense over there. But even then, like you have all senses, make all the actions. Sadness, pain, anger, rage, violence, abuse, jealousy, envy, fear, worry, trepidation, anxieties, bitterness, resentment, shame, blame, guilt, control, disempowered, don't have the right to, not allowed to, waiting for permission, waiting for blessings, waiting for somebody else to change, waiting for somebody else to understand, waiting for somebody else to love and accept. Everything that is in the way of you seeing your treasures, your treasure chest, and receiving these treasures and your treasure chest, you can all leave now. You can all leave now, 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 you can all leave now. You can all leave now. You can all leave now, 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 you can all leave now. You can all leave now. Poverty consciousness, negativity consciousness, fear consciousness, pain consciousness, famine consciousness, drought consciousness, death consciousness, suicide consciousness, war consciousness, violence consciousness, pollution consciousness, corruption consciousness, adharmic consciousness. You can all leave now 100 trillion times. You can all leave now, 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 you can all leave now. You can all leave now. You can all leave now, 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 you can all leave now. You can all leave now. You can all leave now, 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 you can all leave now. You can all leave now. You can all leave now, 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 you can all leave now. You can all leave now. You can all leave now, 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 you can all leave now. You can all leave now. You can all leave now, 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 you can all leave now. You can all leave now. You can all leave now, 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 you can all leave now. You can all leave now. I'm reading your text. I think it's lovely. And in case all of you all don't access all the places that the texts are there, I'm just going to read it out. Although I now have a sense of completion. Have water, my lovelies. Let me take a look at what is going on. Corina said that big orb in the left chest starting to move out through my left shoulder. Feels like I'm birthing something through my left shoulder. Eva read that and she said a huge gas bubble came up under my left clavicle and having some new insights. Loving this, Corina. Feeling better. There is a deep sigh. Chantal says eyesight looks sharper and I'm thinking I have to clean up. Clutter, you can leave now. I left out clutter in that list. Okay. Clutter is the opposite of creation. So clutter is also the opposite of consciousness. Not that you're not conscious of clutter, but because the clutter is there, then the ocean cannot be accessed. Donna says, realized I came up from seabed, swam to shore, see all these treasure chests lodged in between rocks on the seashore. They are all open. Like, wow. Gwen says, smells like cinnamon and ginger, feels like silk. Gwen, you must pick up these immediately or take them out of the cupboard if you already have them at home. And she says, oh, this is so gorgeous. She says, treasure is in connections. Lots of lights around me under the ocean. Wow. Thank you, Romlin. And she says, thank you. I'm feeling completion. Beautiful. Donna says, had 6 huge, big, heavy sighs. Feel more in my body. Allison says, saw an amazing spaceship, crystal clear. Space around it turned red and it moved into hyperspace. Felt like I had traveled on these ships. Reconnect with them, my love. Reconnect. I think you saw the ship that dropped you on Earth. Ramlin also says that you're seeing clearly, very bright. Radha is also saying walls are brighter, lights look new, superb. Superb. There is an acceptance of the darkness now and balance. Fantastic. And Cynthia says, I swam for treasures and appeared to disperse and become part of everything. Beautiful. Cynthia, beautiful. That is just amazing. I need you to still crystallize that further to make it part of your reality. How would you function from this understanding? Thelma says that became a beautiful rhythm. The treasure is beautiful, to which I had to move and conduct. The beats were moving across the degrees. There is heightened awareness. God, it's just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thelma, I trust you have returned to the rhythm of you. However the rhythm comes, my love, whether you are singing, teaching, practicing, listening to the music, however it is. Lisbeth says, felt like treasure was initially gold, but that moved to being my passion and a cream to rub on my throat. Wow. Ritu says, I have intense pain in my body, though I still am more open. Ritu, how is the pain now? Did you join us late, Ritu? Because you could have just picked up on the energies that we were releasing and clearing. Did you have pain before you joined? Because in that case, I'm not sure you went through the negativity magnet. Just confirm this for me, my love, because this, by the time we finish Neptune retrograde work, because we've also come from the ocean, we should have no pain. And if it is there, just mild, very mild, symptomatic, maybe it's become a small little ache, that's also releasing. Thelma says, I feel so new feeling of happiness. Ritu, give me background, my love. Have you been here from the start? Did you do the negativity magnet part? Linda says, more comfortable taking my glasses off. Yeah, Thelma says, hello, Linda. Good to say hello to you, my girl. Were you with us from the beginning? Thelma says, seeing outside is better, still hard to see inside. Because the unconscious doesn't want to be seen. So we have the consciousness. Consciousness comprises of all of this. Conscious, subconscious, unconscious, superconscious. I'm just going to take a look at what Ritu has to say and close that down. My darling, thank you so much for being here. I remind you again that if you want to, please feel free to make a list of negativities and burn them. Ritu, in fact, I will be asking, you joined in the last 10 minutes. Right. And thank you for doing that, my love, because next time around, I will put up a note that says there is a time limit to join. So Ritu, I'm really sorry, ma. I need you to listen to the call from the start. Will you do that and then let me know how the pain is? Apart from burning the negativity list, if you feel like making the abundance check and you know how to, don't get stressed about it. If you don't make it this time, we'll make it the other time. I did not remind you all or put up a set of instructions around it because we were going to be doing all this other work. That to-do list can also add to our negativities. FOMO, oh, I didn't give a clearing for FOMO. FOMO, you can leave now. Cynthia, thank you for asking, my love. I will remind you all. Mondays, 7 p.m. are all our Mercury retrograde calls now. So from next Monday onwards, we will be taking a look at what's going on in our lives. And of course, we will return to working on the mind because that is the organ of ascension. And what we're really doing right now is upgrading our brains and being our own neurosurgeons. So come back, my lovelies. We'll have fun. We will use all the work that we know, mudras, handholds, decrees, EFT, whatever comes up at that point. Big love, my lovelies. Big hug. I remember I called you all huglies, which is lovelies that I hug. So thank you, my huglies. Thank you for coming. See you in a week's time. And for everybody else who has a call coming up within the next couple of days, see you then. Namaste from India.